Welcome to Blind City. I had to lose my sight to find my vision.
Are you blind? Are you blind? Open your eyes. They lying every time, so I don't trust men, only trust God. I had to lose my sight before I could see the light.
Welcome to Blind City. See, Blind City is a condition. Crime, racism, and poverty. We have to put the word neighbor back into hood. I had over 31 surgeries and lost my sight and fight to glaucoma. I tried killing myself 3 times in one day, and I was unsuccessful. And then I heard a voice tell me, use your weakness as a strength to inspire and create awareness through Blind City, the podcast. I will address the issues that are plaguing our society, like poor education, that are turning our broken neighborhoods into the breeding grounds for prisons, bootleg preachers, crooked politicians that have my people dancing like strippers in the community. Let's talk about it, or we can flip tables like Jesus. Welcome to Blind City. This is Blind City, the podcast. I'm your host, Langford Cunningham. We are the therapy for these streets. And like I said before, the most dangerous man in the world is a blind man with a handgun. Welcome to Blind City, the podcast.com. I'm your host with the most. I had to lose my sight to find my vision because there's so many people with sight and they ain't got no vision. Oh, man. Langford Cunningham. And I have a special guest just rolled up to the city with her bodyguard. He big like Suge Knight. They ain't playing with her. Have to go for some of you janky promoters out there. Yeah, you better not step to her in the wrong way. Getting her on them flea market shows. She ain't doing it. She out here in St. Louis, Dallas, traveling around trying to get her brand out there, her music out there. And just in case you don't know who I'm talking about, I'm talking about Miss Hefner. Welcome to the city.
Thank you. I appreciate y'all for having me.
Tell the people your name.
I am Demaria Renee, coming straight out of St. Louis, like you told y'all. Maybe 618 too.
Yeah, 618. You're also talking to Can TV, Channel 19, Chicago Access Network, and Atlanta People's TV, Channel 24.
Okay.
Miss Hefner.
Hey, y'all.
Not just in St. Louis, baby, on ABC.
All right.
That's what I'm talking about. So let's talk about it. How did you start singing? When did you find out you had the talent to write and sing?
I started singing, I was about, I want to say 5-6 years old. Keisha Cole was popping in like 2005, 2006. She was dropping all the good hits and everything. So my mama came in my room. I forgot what song she was singing, but she was singing it. And when she stopped, I picked up where it was, and she turned around with the quickness and looked at me like, do that again. So I did it again, and she was like, you can sing. And from there, it was just like, I was singing for everybody. Every family event we had and everything like that, I was always singing. And I was always singing Irreplaceable by Beyonce. And I found that I could write. I started writing about 10, 11 years old.
11 years old?
Yeah. I was never really good with expressing, as far as like expressing myself and my feelings and things like that. So I started the diary thing, but it really wasn't a me thing. So I just would like basically turn my life stories into actual stories, and then some of this told me, turn it into music. And I got into the instrumentals and stuff like that and started writing my own songs.
Let me say this. The women are the pimps and these young rappers are the hoes.
Yeah, that's what
The
it's
rappers
turned
are
out to be.
rapping about the drugs and depression, and the women are taking ownership, getting the bag, getting the money, and they letting these guys know how they better come when they get approached. When they approach them, they better have their paper right and their mind right.
That's right. Your mama better raise you right.
So why do you think, with the guys out here, where you think the disconnect is? What you think's going on? Because right now we got a lot of women taking care of men, and back in the day, men took care of the women. They were providers. They were protectors.
I don't know. Everybody upbringing is different, but I don't know. With our generation right now, everybody in love, but everybody want a sneaky link, and I don't really understand how that work.
Say everybody in love, but they want to what
They want
sneak
them a little
sneak around.
sneaky link. Yeah, get you a little side piece. You know what I'm saying? But they want to rack up a list of side pieces.
Oh, the side piece, the side chick. Okay.
Yeah.
Now let me tell you something. Back in my day, TLC made a song say "No scrubs on the passenger side," and if a dude rode on the passenger side of a young lady, he didn't get no play. He had to have his own car, his own house. But today, the women are dropping the men off at the clubs.
Yeah, if you're in that
I
charge
couldn't
on the
believe
passenger
it.
side, they gon' it be the coats and the cars and the homeboys. That's what it be.
Man, that's crazy. So the women are stepping their game up, and these young dudes, they kind of like they leeching off the women.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, that's amazing how times have changed. But so where are you at mentally in your career right now, and just in life? Period. Where are you at?
Honestly, I'm finding myself peace. It's coming along real good. I went through a lot of stuff within the past 2 years on my own, and I feel like it was actually, I took a lot of losses. I could say that I took a lot of losses, but I appreciate each L because it gave me something to bank off of and something to look forward to. You can't always,
Losses in what? Like losses, not getting too deep into your personal, but losses far as what? Like relationships turning into situationships, or just growing as a young lady out here in these streets?
Growing as a young lady out here in these streets, and we can get personal, it's okay. But I was actually homeless, not last year, but in 2020. I was homeless for the whole year until maybe that's, I think,
Wait
November,
a minute. Rewind this, Holy Dust. Rewind this. Say this again. You were homeless how long?
For a whole year. Up until that Thanksgiving, I want to say, like the day after Thanksgiving of 2020. I was homeless for that whole year. I got into it with my parents, and I got kicked out December 16th. And I was just jumping around, staying with friends. But as I was staying with friends, like, I would get comfortable as far as, like, well, I wouldn't say comfortable, but, like, they'd be like, yeah, it's cool for you to stay here. And then 2 weeks go by, and they like, gotta go, and this, that, and the third. But it was crazy because it was like I said, we friends. I may not have nothing to give, but, like, I'll be cleaning houses and putting food in the house and, offering for a bill when I could and all types of stuff, like, everything. But I feel like I went through basically everything you could possibly go through, but I just did it in a whole 365 days.
Well, I can relate to you because, I was raised by a single mother, and, we had our trials and tribulations, and I left the house, and I was staying with different people. And when we all know, when you stay with different people, you're walking in other people's problems.
Yeah, most definitely was. Yeah.
Right. And it's definitely an experience that you should have learned from, because to see conditions how other people are living and the chaos they're living in, sometimes you like, hey, I'm better off going back home.
No, really, but pride was just too big. I was still young, so it was cool. But like I said, I took my L's, but I appreciate every single one of them because I feel like if I wouldn't have went through it, I'd probably still be in the mental state that I was in beforehand, and it was very dark, very depressing. But as far as now, I'm 21 to be 22 in June, and I feel amazing. I feel at peace. I'm comfortable with everything I say. I'm comfortable with myself. Like, you could say anything about anything, and I used to take it to heart. I used to cry about it. I used to be a little punk, but now it's like, it is what it is, and I'm going to do as I please.
That's right. As long as you learn for those trials and tribulations, it's only a problem when you start making the same mistake over and over and over. When it becomes repetitive, that's when you know you're really failing. You're not really clutching on to what's going on out here in these streets. But the people that survive these streets are the people that learn from their mistake, not mistakes, mistake. And it seems like you've learned from your mistake. You're not turning them into mistakes.
Can't afford it. Them
That's
expensive.
Right. That's right. Because at the end of the day, all you got is yourself.
That's right.
And if you don't love yourself, ain't nobody else gonna love you. So work on loving yourself. So many young women out here be trying to find love in the wrong places, but this starts with you, because how you carry yourself is gonna dictate how people come to you.
That's right. That's most definitely right.
Man, we up in the studio with Miss Hefner, St. Louis, ABC 30, Atlanta, People's TV, and Can TV, Chicago Access Network. We will be right back after these messages. We're going to find out what's going on with Miss Hefner, and I have a surprise for her, too, as well. So stay tuned, listen to her music during the break, and we be right back. BlindCityThePodcast.com.
I'ma kill it.
I ain't like them that you used to. Stressing over what I don't do. But something about you makes me want you. Tell me what you need and I'm pulling through. Down to make a move, just don't break the news. Welcome to my world where it's me and you. Baby, tell me what it is that you wanna do. You leave it up to me, I'll make it possible. You ain't used to how I do it. Faithful temptation, best believe I'm fluent. Different breed, different speed. I can't be congruent. If you can't handle me, just know the next approach it. I know them other took you on.
BlindCityThePodcast.com. Miss Hefner. Say your name again.
Demaria.
Demaria Renee.
Yes, sir.
Check it out, people. Please listen to her new music. Tell them again where they can find your music.
You can find it on all platforms. I even got a Pandora station. But you can find me on all social medias at Demaria Renee, D''MARRIA. Last name, well, not last name. Renee is RENE. And all platforms. Just go ahead and look me up. It's going to show.
So check this out. Anytime somebody rolls up to the city, and what I stand for, since I overcame obstacles of being blind, when I lost my eyesight 2 years ago, I tried to commit suicide, and it just wasn't my time to go. Mm-hmm. And I've used my disability as a strength to make impact to the world, because I feel once God has given you a talent, because God has given you that talent that you can sing, because everybody can't sing.
Thank you.
You can sing, but everybody can't sing.
Appreciate it.
It's a blessing, and make sure you use your blessing to motivate people. Make impact. Don't get caught up with everybody else is doing. When everybody going right, you go left. But also, I want you to take a look at this at the screen on the Zoom, and I want you to pay attention to this, because we losing too many women in these streets to murder in Chicago, St. Louis, Atlanta, all around, because they making the wrong choices with guys they choose to date. And this what happens. Holy Dust, can you play the clip, please?
Milwaukee police say a suspect is in custody in another state in connection to the murders of Yolanda Lala Brown and her boyfriend and producer Jayton Claiborne. They were shot to death in their Milwaukee recording studio in October of 2007. 21-year-old Lala Brown was a rising singing star and had appeared in a video on the BET network. Cash rewards have been offered for information in her killing, but this is the first significant break in the investigation in nearly 9 years. Their studio on 55th and Lisbon had been burglarized before the murders. And I spoke with Lala's father tonight, and he said he was aware a suspect was in custody. Police say they're awaiting a charging decision from the Milwaukee County District Attorney, and of course, we'll bring you new details as soon as we get them.
BlindCityThePodcast.com. That's what you got to watch out for. See, too many young girls getting caught up on having fun. And these young guys are not telling you who they ops are.
Yeah.
See, they talking that game to you. You cute, you beautiful. Come over here. Let's drink. Let's get high. But he not telling you who looking for him. And you can be in the car, you can be in the house, And when them bullets get to flying,
They ain't got no names on them.
there you go. And that young lady, Lala Brown, she was a great singer. You can Google her on your phone and YouTube. Her and her boyfriend were murdered in the studio. And here goes the interesting part. They let the killer in, so they knew who he was. This is what's going on in your generation. They finessing. They best friends are killing them. Now, I'm not saying that's the case with the Lala Brown situation. Now, whoever murdered them, they knew him because they let him in the studio.
All right.
So you have to be very careful. Can't get caught up on the looks. You can't get caught up on the money. You got to really investigate people when you get around them, because you are an up-and-coming rising star. And let me tell you, stars don't hang with everybody. And I can say you are definitely an inspiration.
Thank you. Thank
and all the fellas say, you fine.
I appreciate it.
You see me, but I don't see you. But I feel your energy, baby. BlindCityThePodcast.com.
I'm love, no 7-Eleven. I am the lender, no borrowing, no begging. I'm keeping it stepping, no time for oppression. He keeping me groomed like having a wedding. I made room, he is not second. My family matters like Laura and Eddie. I take to my knees, things get heavy. Use my discretion, the devil is messy. He probably plotting while I'm in this session. Weapons are formed, they in regression. I'm in confession, my sins were lessons. Why did he take all my transgressions? I go in, give him the best of me. He is my father, he gave me the recipe. I pour it out, give him the best of me. 37 years, world keeps testing me. Want to play checkers, but they can't play chess with me. The finisher, beginning to eternity. Every time I turn around, they trying to take a turn on me, and that's why the good Lord keeps on blessing me.
Blessings on blessings on blessings all around me. Blessings on blessings on blessings comes around me.
BlindCityThePodcast.com. Blessings among blessings. This next guest had just rolled up to the city, and that's what he represents. Blessings among blessings, serving God, Christ, in the streets. Desi, Dezz, how you doing?
I'm all right. How you doing, brother?
Oh, man,
Nice
I'm blessed and blind.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, using my disability as a strength. You know the Bible mentions a blind man 37 times.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. It's a reason for that. So let's talk about it, man. You're a Christian rapper, but I think you're a righteous rapper. I don't like the labels.
Mm-hmm.
Because when you label in society, they put you in a division. So I'm not going to refer to you as a Christian rapper. I'm going to refer to you as a rapper with a righteous message that's creating change. But how are you trying to create change when you're surrounded by the goons, the thugs, the guns on YouTube, young black men dying all over American cities? How you feel when you're seem like the only one standing in your community with something righteous?
I feel I'm blessed to be God woke me up. So I was never a follower, in school. Like I was, I was the
Wait a minute. Say that again.
I was never a follower. So even though people used to smoke and drink around me, I wasn't smoking and drinking. I was like, an athlete, or even if I wasn't playing basketball or nothing like that, it was just I don't go with whatever somebody else is doing. So therefore, when God showed me He was real, it was nothing for me to follow Him 100%. And who I want to be around the gangsters or the people with that type of mindset, because I want to tell them about the Lord. Because you wouldn't do that if you understood that God was real. If you really knew that the devil was real and he was acting on you, I don't think they actually just come beyond that, step beyond their self and view it from that standpoint. Like they don't look at it as the devil is influencing them to do that. To talk about guns, to rap about killing people. They don't envision killing people. Like you actually talk, pull up on a car, you shoot up the car. You don't envision the dead bodies. You don't envision the people that's crying outside of the car, the mother and the father that done put work into this person, and you just take them off off of earth, and you send them to a place that you don't know that, you know what I mean? Like, you just, like, they don't see what they putting out there. You know, it's just me. I want to wake them up. I want to go to those shows. I want to perform in front of the people that's lost. I don't want to perform in front of the Christian, society, because those are the people, by the most part, they already fixed.
Let's talk about it.
Yes,
Let's flip tables like Jesus.
Yes, sir. 100%.
I've been speaking on that the day one on this show, that you are supposed to go out in the streets.
Yes, sir.
Get up out the church, go up in the streets, create your own ministry, your own outreach to these people.
They don't do it because it's safe to just go to Sunday.
Wait a minute. Rewind. What you just say?
It's safe. It's safe just to pull up, go to a church on Sunday and Wednesday. It's safe. Yeah, when you come and you talk, you speak the Lord to a person that don't know nothing about him. That's a difficulty. You feel like you actually doing what the Lord wants you to do. To if you really understood how long eternity is, that a person will be going to hell, you will be trying to preach the word of God to everybody you see.
That's what I'm talking about. See, they thought I was crazy.
No, sir.
See, I took a lot of BS, bro. People thought I was talking crazy. And it's a lot of preachers, not every preacher. You have some good preachers that are out in the community doing their outreach, passing out the olive branch to people in the community. But we have a majority, they're not teaching the right message, man. They're not sending people out to help other people. That's what it's about. You got to create outreach, because this young generation, hey, man, they ain't reading no scriptures.
Right.
They not into no doctrines.
Right.
You got to be on hands-on training with them.
Mm-hmm. You have to be a fisherman of men. So, therefore, you got to know what bait to hook them with. You got to get down on their level,
That's what I'm talking about.
Yes,
That's
sir.
what I'm talking about, man. Chicago, Can TV, Channel 19, Atlanta, People's TV, Channel 24, Dezz is inside the city. So don't say all young people are going to jail. Don't say all young people are murderers, because we have some young people that's out there doing it the right way. And we have to glamorize the young people that are doing the right things. We keep glamorizing the wrong things in the community. The gangs, the drugs. I like my strippers, though. But let me tell you this. Strippers, your body don't last forever. So you got to get your mind right. You got to get your mind right. It ain't all about your pockets being right, because you can have your pockets right, but if your mind ain't right, you'll be 50 years old on the stripper stage with 20-year-old women, and you wondering why young men throwing quarters at your. What you think about that, Desi?
Up there on that pole, just because she's lusting for the money, that's how the devil attack you. He attack you on different fronts, You love that money so much, you ain't got to go to work. You tell our women, you don't got to go to work. You can just go get naked. You just go strip down, Forget all your morals and forget how your mother and your father raised you. Go strip down and get in front of all these men, and you don't
Scrub the floor.
Yeah, just
scrub the floor.
Pick the money up.
Shout out to the amigos, man. Get y'all buddy.
Yes, sir.
You got that right. We're going to go to your video, man. Evangelizing the trap.
Reduce lepers by the tongue if you can handle static. Never utter disrespect unless you plan to make it. Don't be capping on the gram to get caught in traffic. Don't be marked for action. Don't be attention seeking. They blowing the automatics. They making Swiss cheese. They're gonna laugh at you and put you on the bank. I never said you're not a gangster. I'm talking about your frame. I'm speaking on your bill. It can't handle bullets before you lose your life or have to fight to live. Such early in your days and you so far from y'all. You mean a lot to most. You mean the most to them. You should change your ways and give a ode to him. No ordinary Joe, and the words you throw condemn. You believe you're going to Instagram and really fitting in. Your benefactors won't tell you that's just capitalized. plus your assistant to Christ. Read the book of Job, you get the best advice. Once your animation lifted, now you without a chance. I know we game, but you gotta say this ain't the lane for me. You see the play that clears when you have an instant feed. You don't know a man of faith, I'll be the one for y'all. I give you sound doctrine, I'll be your Apostle Paul. You be my Timothy, you'll know everything. I never had the cabbage, chose to keep the Sabbath. Y'all, we bought the Bible out like some forget the clout. Forget the views, forget the fans. I'ma use you, cause I got bigger plans. Made a covenant to make my father proud. Hey, look at my child, look at my kid. That was my seed, God that made him king. And that is not a lie, and I am not a mark. But they deliver those on the hand of foreheads of individuals. God, how would you ever know the verdict? You just know burdens, you just know memes. Hee ha ha, only air in between. And when they squeeze and make a mess, it ain't no running back. Won't be no tape too, God having none of that. It's a Reynolds rap, now you icy. Spirit warring with them demons used to lust to be. There's variations in the matrix, I'm the kind of watch. I never sought to be an idol, kept my 9 to 5. Ain't trying to run it.
BlindCityThePodcast.com. Let me say this to the people, to the citizens of every community that was watching this show. We have to put more attention to the young people that are doing things right in our community. I thank you for taking time out for watching Blind City. I don't take nothing for granted. God has given me vision, even though I'm blind. And I'm still out here making a change in the community with Dezz and Demaria Renee. 2 outstanding human beings that are using God's talent to reach a purpose and a goal. And we have to support our youth. That's what Blind City, the podcast, is about. It's not about a blind man. It's not about blind people. Well, yes, it is. Because we are blinded in our community by crime, racism, and poverty. Like I say, don't take life so serious. We're all not getting out alive anyway. BlindCityThePodcast.com.
If you found this content helpful, please share this video and subscribe to our YouTube channel, Blind City the Podcast. You can find us on all social media platforms.
BlindCityThePodcast.com.